Hi everyone and welcome to the last video of our course from Media Computation to Data Science. Today we want to put everything together that we learned throughout the last weeks. In this project we also want to decipher a secret that I got. So let me first import the secret. Here it is. And if I import it, you can see that it's kind of a gibberish text that I can't read. Also, as you might have guessed, we need again the frequency distribution analysis library. I'll import that from the libraries section. Here we go. Here we got the blocks. Now let's try find things out about our secret. Maybe we could, for example, analyze the letters in the secret. Let me split the secret by letter. And then let's analyze that. You can see that we have 30 different signs. Most of them I've never seen. So for example, here we have an S, but it's looking the other way around. And they all occur with different frequencies. So some of them occur more often. For example, this R thingy here has 17 occurrences. Some occur less frequent. We can also guess that this text might be English. So first let's sort them so we can have them ordered. And again, we want to sort them by the second item. So we want the ones with the highest number of occurrences at the top and the one with the lower number of occurrences at the bottom. So item 2 is supposed to be bigger than item 2. So this again was the most frequent letter, this was the least frequent letter. Now let's try comparing that with another text that we have. So we guessed that our secret is English because that's the language of the course. Maybe we can find the frequency or frequency distribution of another English text. For that, I prepared Shakespeare's texts. I can include that Shakespeare collection into my project. Here we go. It's all that Shakespeare has ever written, starting from his sonnets to all the plays and so on and so forth. Let's just duplicate that script here and do the exact same thing for Shakespeare's texts. I'll duplicate that. And I will just exchange the secret reporter here for the Shakespeare collection reporter. We can see that Shakespeare has 84 different signs in his texts, and they also occur with different frequencies. The one that occurs most is the space. The second most is an E. So we might guess that maybe in our secret, space is also the most frequent letter. Let's find out what the Unicodes of both of them are. So we can find out the Unicode of the space by asking for the Unicode of the first item of that list here or table here. So we want the Unicode of the first item of that. This is the Unicode of space. It's 32. Now let's also find out the Unicode of the most frequent item in our secret. Again, we want the first item of the first item, and we want the Unicode of that. Whoop, here we go. It's 344. Now we can use that to find out the key, so the number that our letters are shifted. Let's just make a variable which we call difference. And let's calculate the difference between both the Unicodes of what we presume is space. So let's set the difference to the Unicode of our most frequent secret letter and the Unicode of space. It's 312. We now assume that 312 is the key that all the letters in the secret are shifted. Now we can use that with the exact same code that we already used for the Caesar cipher. You remember it was the map block, and what we mapped was the Unicode of that letter shifted by a key, and then we gave out that number, the Unicode, as a letter again. So here we go. It was the Unicode of a letter shifted by a number, the key. In this case, we want to use the difference. And then we want to give back that letter, that Unicode as a letter again. And we now want to apply that to every letter or every item of our secret. So let's split the secret again by letter. And let's try that. Here we go. So the first letter is an H, that's at least something we know. Then an E, then a Y, then a comma, then a space. So it's hey, that looks like something what the secret actually could mean. So let's join that and let Alonso say it. I'll just hide all the variables here. And now I want to join all that. And I want to let Alonso say it. Here we go. I couldn't agree more. I hope you learned a lot throughout that course and feel now fit to start your own projects. Most of all, I hope you had a lot of fun. I at least did. And now, hey everyone, and thanks for participating in our course. We wish you all the best and keep snapping. Bye!